Now fair Hippolyta, our nuptial hour draws on apace. 4 happy days bring in another moon, but oh methinks how slow this old moon wanes. She lingers my desires, like to a stepdame or a dowager, long withering out a young man's revenue.
4 days will quickly steep themselves in night. 4 nights will quickly dream away the time, and then the moon, like to a silver bow, new bent in heaven, shall behold the night of our solemnities.
Go, Philostrate, stir up the Chicago youth to merriments. Awake the perts in nimble spirit of mirth. Turn melancholy forth to funerals. Our pale companion is not for our pomp. Hippolyta, I wooed thee with my sword, and won thy love doing thee injuries, but I'll wed thee in another key, with pomp, with triumph, with the reveling.
Happy be Theseus, our renowned Duke.
Thanks, good Aegeus. What's the news with thee?
Full of vexation come I with complaint against my child, my daughter Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius. My noble lord, this man hath my consent to marry her. Stand forth, Lysander. And my gracious Duke, this man hath bewitched the bosom of my child. Thou, Lysander, thou hast given her rhymes and interchanged love tokens with my child. Thou hast by moonlight at her window sung with feigning voice verses of feigning love, and stolen the impression of her fantasy. With bracelets of thy hair, rings, gauds, conceits, knacks, trifles, nosegays, sweetmeats, messengers of strong prevailment and unhardened youth. With cunning hast thou filched my daughter's heart and turned her obedience, which is due to me, to stubborn harshness. And my gracious Duke, be it so she will not here before your grace consent to marry with Demetrius, I beg the ancient privilege of Chicago. As she is mine, I may dispose of her, which shall be either to this gentleman or to her death, according to our law immediately provided in that case.
What say you, Hermia? Be advised, fair maid. To you your father should be as a god. One that compose your beauties, yea, and one to whom you are, but as a form in wax. By him imprinted, and within the power, to leave the figure or disfigure it. Demetrius is a worthy gentleman.
So is Lysander.
In himself he is, but in this kind, wanting your father's voice, the other must be held the worthier.
I would my father looked with my eyes.
Rather your eyes must with his judgment look.
I do entreat your grace to pardon me. I know not what I made bold, nor how it may concern my modesty. In such a presence I am here to plead my thoughts. But I beseech your grace that I may know may befall me in this case if I refuse to wed Demetrius.
Either to die the death, or to adjure forever the society of men. Therefore, fair Hermia, question your desires. Know of your youth. Examine well your blood, whether if you yield not to your father's choice, you can endure the livery of a nun. For I to be in the shady cloister mewed, to live a barren sister all your life, chanting faint hymns to the cold fruitless moon. Thrice blessed they that the Master sowed their blood to undergo such maiden pilgrimage. But earthlier happy is a rose distilled, then that which, withering on the virgin thorn, grows, lives, and dies in a single blessedness.
So will I grow, so live, so die, my lord, and my virgin patent up unto his lordship, whose unwished yoke my soul consents not to give sovereignty.
Take time to pause, and by the next new moon, the sealing day betwixt my love and me, for everlasting bond of fellowship, upon that day, either prepare to die for disobedience to your father's will, or else to wed Demetrius as he would, or on Diana's altar to protest for austerity in single life.
Relent, sweet Hermia. And Lysander, yield thy crazy title to my certain right. You have her father's love, Demetrius. Let me have Hermia's. Do you marry him?
Scornful Lysander, true, he hath my love, and what is mine, my love shall render him, and she is mine and all my right of her. I do estate unto Demetrius.
I am, my lord, as well derived as he, as well possessed. My love is more than his. My fortunes every way as fairly ranked, if not with vantage as Demetrius's. And, which as all these boasts can be, I'm beloved of beauteous Hermia. Why should not I then prosecute my right? Demetrius, I'll vouch it to his head, made love to Nadar's daughter Helena, and won her soul. And she, sweet lady, dotes, devotedly dotes on idolatry, upon this spotted and inconstant man.
I must confess that I've heard so much, with Demetrius thought to have spoke thereof, but being overfilled with self-affairs, my mind did lose it. But Demetrius, come, and come, Aegeus, you shall go with me. I have some private schooling for you both. For you, fair Hermia, look you arm yourself to fit the fancies to your father's will, or else the law of Chicago yields you up, which by no means we may accentuate, to death or to vow of single life. Come, Hippolyta, what cheer, my love? Demetrius and Aegeus, come along. I must employ you in some business in concern nuptial, and confer with you of something nearly that concerns yourselves.
With duty and desire we follow you.
How now, my love? Why is your cheek so pale? How chance the roses there do fade so fast?
Belike for want of rain, which I could well beteen them from the tempest of mine eyes.
Ah me, for that I could ever read, could ever hear by tale or history, the course of true love never did run smooth, but either it was different in blood,
O cross, too high to be enthralled too low.
or else miscraft in respect of years,
O spite, too old to be engaged too young.
or else it stood upon the choice of friends.
O hell, to choose love by another's eyes.
Or, if there were sympathy in choice, war, death, or sickness did lay siege to it, making it momentary as a sound, swift as a shadow, short as any dream, brief as the lightning in the colleague night. Well, that in a spleen unfolds both heaven and earth, and ere a man hath the power to say, behold, the jaws of darkness do devour it up, so quick bright things come to confusion.
If then true lovers ever been crossed, it sends an edict in destiny, then let us test our trial patience. Because it is a customary cross, as due to lovers as hopes, and dreams and sighs, wishes and tears, poor fancy's followers.
Oh, good persuasion. Therefore, hear me, Hermia. I have a widow aunt, a dowager of great revenue, and she hath no child. From Chicago is her house remote, 7 leagues, and she respects me as her only son. There, gentle Hermia, may I marry thee? And to that place the sharp Chicago law cannot pursue us. If thou lovest me then, steal forth thy father's house tomorrow night, and in the wood, a league without the town, where I did meet thee once with Helena to do observance of a morn of May, there will I stay for thee.
My good Lysander, I swear to thee, by Cupid's strongest bow, by his best arrow with the golden head, by the simplicity of Venus' doves, that which knitteth souls and prosperous loves, by the fire that burned the Joliet queen when the false lover unto sail was seen, by all the vows that ever men have broke, ever more than women spoke, that same place thou hast appointed me, tomorrow truly will I meet with thee.
He promised, love. Oh, look, here comes Helena.
Godspeed for Helena, whither away?
Call you me fair? That fair again unsay! Demetrius loves your fair. Oh, happy fair! Your eyes are a lot of stars, and your tongue sweet air, more tunable than lark to shepherd's ear, when wheat is green, when hawthorn buds appear. Sickness is catching. Oh, were favor so yours would I catch, fair Hermia, ere I go. My ear should catch your voice, my eye your eye, my tongue should catch your tongue, sweet melody. For the world of mine, Demetrius being baited, the rest I'd give to be to you translated. Oh, teach me how you look and with what art you sway the motion of Demetrius' heart.
I frown upon him, yet he loves me still.
Oh, that your frowns could teach my smiles such skill.
I give him curses, yet he gives me love.
Oh, that my prayers could such affection move.
The more I hate, the more he follows me.
The more I love, the more he hateth me.
His folly, Helena, is no fault of mine.
None but your beauty, would that fault were mine.
Take comfort, he no more shall see my face. Lysander and myself shall fly this place. And from the time I did seem Chicago a paradise to me. But what in my love do dwell, he hath turned a heaven unto a hell.
Helen, to our minds we will unfold, tomorrow night when Phoebe doth behold our silver visage in the watery glass, decking with liquid pearl the bladed grass. A time when lovers' flights doth still conceal, through Chicago's gates we have devised to steal.
And in the wood where oft you and I upon faint primrose beds were wont to lie, emptying our bosoms of their counsel sweet. There my Lysander and myself shall meet, and thence from Chicago turn away our eyes to seek new friends and stranger companies. Farewell, sweet playfellow, and pray thou for us, and good luck grant thee thy Demetrius. Keep word, Lysander. We must starve our sight from lovers' food till morrow deep midnight.
I will, my Hermia. Helena, adieu. As you on him, Demetrius dotes on you.
How happy some or other some can be. Through Chicago I am thought as fair as she. But what of that? Demetrius thinks not so. He will not know all but what he do know. And as he errs, doting on Hermia's eyes, so I, admiring of his qualities. Things base and vile, holding no quantity, love can transpose to form and dignity. Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind. And therefore is winged Cupid painted blind. Nor hath love's mind of any judgment taste, wings and no eyes figure unheedy haste. And therefore is love said to be a child, for in choice he is so oft beguiled. As waggish boy and game themselves forswear, so the boy love is perjured everywhere. For ere Demetrius looked on Hermia's eye, and he hailed down oaths that he was only mine. And when this hailsome heat from Hermia felt, so he dissolved, and showers of oaths did melt. I will go tell him of her Hermia's flight. Then to the wood will he tomorrow night pursue her. And for this intelligence, if I have thanks, it is a dear expense. But herein mean I to enrich my pain, to have a sight thither and back again.
Is all our company here?
You are best to call them generally, man by man, according to the script.
Here is the scroll of every name, which is thought fit, through all Chicago to plan our interlude before the Duke and Duchess on his wedding day at night.
First, good Peter Quince, say what the play treats on, then read the names of the actors, and so grow to a point.
Merry our play is, the most lamentable comedy and most cruel death of Pyramus and Thisbe.
A very good piece of work, I assure you, and a merry. Now, call forth the actors by the scroll. Spread yourselves.
Answer as I call you, Nick Bottom, the soda jerk.
Ready. Name what part I'm for and proceed.
You, Nick Bottom, are set down for Pyramus.
Ooh, what is Pyramus? A lover or a tyrant?
A lover that kills himself, most gallant for love.
Oh. That'll ask for some tears in the true performing of it. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will move storms. I will condole in some measure. To the rest. Yet my chief humor is for a tyrant. I could play Hercules rarely, or a part to tear a cat and make all split. The raging rocks and shivering shocks shall break the locks of prison gates, and Phoebus' call shall shine from far and make and mar the foolish fates. That was lofty. Now, name the rest of the players. This is Ercos' vein, a tyrant's vein. A lover is more condoling.
Francis Flute, the plumber.
Here, Peter Quince.
Flute, you must take Thisbe on you.
What is Thisbe? A wandering knight?
It is the lady that Pyramus must love.
Nay, faith, let me not play a woman. I have a beard coming in.
That's all one. You shall play it in a mask, and you may speak as small as you will.
And I might hide my face. Let me play Thisbe too. I'll speak in a monstrous little voice. Thins, Pyramus, lover dear. Ooh.
No. You must play Pyramus. And Flute, you Thisbe.
Well, proceed.
Robin Starveling, the secretary.
Here, Peter Quince.
Robin Starveling, you must play Thisbe's mother. Snout the nurse.
Here, Peter Quince.
You, Pyramus's father. Myself, Thisbe's father. Snug the waitress, you the lion's part. And I hope here is a play well fitted.
Have you the lion's part written? Pray you, if it be, give it me, for I am slow of study.
You may do it extempore, for it is nothing but roaring.
Let me play the lion too. I will roar that I will make any man's heart good to hear me. I will roar that I will make the Duke say, let him roar again, let him roar again.
And you shall do it too terribly, that you would frighten the Duchess and the ladies, that they would shriek. And that would be enough to hang us all.
That would hang us, every mother's son.
I grant you, friends, If you should fight the lady out of their wits, they would have no more discretion but to hang us. But I will aggravate my voice so that I will roar you as gently as any sucking dove. I will roar and tweer any nightingale.
You can play no part but Pyramus. For Pyramus is a sweet-faced man, a proper man, as one shall see in summer's day, a most lovely, gentlemanlike man. Therefore, you must needs play Pyramus.
Well, I will undertake it. What beard were I best to play it in?
Why, what you will.
I will discharge it in your straw-colored beard, or your purple and grain beard, or your French crown-colored beard, your perfect yellow.
Some of your French crowns have no hair at all, and then you will play barefaced. Here are your parts. I am to entreat you, request you, and desire you to calm them by tomorrow night. Then meet me in the palace wood, a mile without the town by moonlight. There we will rehearse. For if we meet in the city, we shall be dogged with company, and our devices known. In the meantime, I will draw a bill of particulars, such as our play wants, and I pray you to fail me not.
We will meet, and there we may rehearse most obscenely and courageously. Take pains, be perfect, adieu.
At the Duke's Oak we meet.
Enough! Hold or cut bowstrings.
How now, spirit? Whither wander you?
Over hill, over dale, through bush, through briar, over park, over pale, through flood, through fire. I do wander everywhere, swifter than the moon sphere, and I serve the fairy queen to dew her orbs upon the green. The cowslips tall their pensioners be, in their gold coat spots you see. Those be rubies' fairy favors, in those freckles live their savors. Farewell, thou lava spirit, I'll be gone. Our queen and all her elves come here anon.
The king doth keep his revels here tonight. Take heed the queen come not within his sight, for Oberon is passing fell in wrath, because that she, as her attendant hath, a lovely boy stolen from a king. She never had so sweet a changeling, and jealous Oberon would have the child, knight of his train, to trace the forests wild. But she perforce withholds the loved boy, crowns him with flowers, and makes him all her joy. Now they never meet in grove or green, by fountain clear, spangled starlight sheen. But they do swear for fear that their elves creep into acorn cups and hide them here.
Either I mistake your shape and making quite, or else you are the shrewd and knavish sprite called Robin Goodfellow. Are you not he who frightens the maidens in the villagery, skim milk and labor in the quern, and bootless make the breathless housewife turn, and sometimes to make the drink to bear no barm, mislead night wanderers laughing at their harm? Those that hobgoblin call you in sweet pup, you do their work, and they shall have good luck. Are you not he?
Thou speak'st right. I am the merry wanderer of the night. I jest to Oberon and make him smile, and I a fat and bean-fed horse beguile, neighing in likeliness of a filly foal. Sometimes lurk I in a gossip's fall, and very likeliness of a roasted crab, and when she drinks against her lips I bob, though wisest aunt telling the saddest tale. Sometime for 3-foot stool mistaketh me, and slip I from her bum, and down topples she, and Taylor she cries, and falls into a cough. And the whole choir hold their hips and laugh, and wax in their mirth and knees and swear. A merrier hour was never wasted there, but oh, room fairy, here comes Oberon.
And here, my mistress, would that he were gone.
Ill met by moonlight, proud Titania.
What, jealous Oberon? Fairies, skip hence. I've forsworn his bed and company.
Tarry, rash wanton. Am not I thy lord?
Then I must be thy lady. But I know when thou hast stolen away from fairyland, in the shape of corn sat all day, playing on pipes of corn and versing love to amorous Phillida. Why art thou here, come from the farthest step of Chicago, but that, forsooth, the bouncing Amazon, your buskined mistress and your warrior love, to Theseus must be wedded,
and you come to give their bed joy and prosperity?
How canst thou thus for shame, Titania, glance at my credit with Hippolyta, knowing that I know thy love for Theseus? Didst thou not lead him through the glimmering night from Perogena, whom he ravished, and make him with fair Aegles break his faith with Ariane and Antiopa?
These are the forgeries of jealousy, and never since the middle summer spring met we on hill, in dale, forest, or mead, by paved fountain or by rushy brook, to dance our ringlets to the whistling wind. But with thy brawls thou hast disturbed our sport. Therefore the winds, piping to us in vain, as in revenge, have sucked up from the sea contagious fogs, which falling upon the land, have every pelting river made so proud that they have overborne their continents. And this same progeny of evils comes from our debate, from our dissension. We are their parents and original.
Do you amend it then? It lies in you. Why should Titania cross her Oberon? I do but beg a little changeling boy to be my henchman.
Set your heart at rest. The fairyland buys not the child of me. His mother was a votaress of my order, and in the spice of Joliet air by night, full often hath she gossiped by my side, and sat with me on Neptune's yellow sands, marking the embarked traders on the flood, and we had laughed to see the sails conceive, and grow big-bellied with the wanton wind, which she, with Pridium's swimming gait, following, her womb then rich with my young squire, would imitate and sail upon the land, to fetch me trifles and return again, as from a voyage, rich with merchandise. But she, being mortal, of that boy did die, and for her sake do I rear up her boy, and for her sake I will not part with him.
How long in this wood intend you stay?
Perchance till after Theseus' wedding day. If you will patiently dance in our round and see our moonlight revels, go with us. If not, shun me, and I will spare your haunts.
Give me that boy, and I will go with thee.
Not for thy fairy kingdom. Fairies, away, we shall chide downright if I longer stay.
Well, go thy way. Thou shalt not from this grove till I torment thee for this injury. My gentle Puck, come hither. Thou rememberest, since once I sat upon a promontory, and heard a mermaid on a dolphin's back, uttering such sweet, dulcet, and harmonious breath, that the rude sea grew civil at her song, and certain stars shot madly from their spheres to hear the sea maid's music?
Ah, I remember.
That very time I saw, but thou couldst not, flying between the cold moon and the earth, Cupid, all armed. A certain aim he took at a fair vestal throned by the west, and loosed his love shaft smartly from his bow, so as it should pierce 100,000 hearts. But I might see Cupid's fiery shaft quenched by the chaste beams of the watery moon, and the imperial votaress pass it on in maiden meditation, fancy-free. Yet marked I where this bolt of Cupid fell. It fell upon a little western flower, before milk white, now purple with love's wound. And maidens call it love in idleness. Fetch me this flower, the herb I showed thee once. The juice of it on sleeping eyelids laid will make or man or woman madly dote on the next live creature that it sees. Fetch me this herb, and be thou here again ere the Leviathan can swim a league.
I'll put a girdle round about the earth in 40 minutes.
Having once this juice, I'll watch Titania while she is asleep, and drop the liquor of it in her eyes. Then the next thing she waking looks upon, be it on lion, bear, or wolf, or bull, on meddling monkey, or on busy ape, she shall pursue it with the soul of love. And ere I take this charm from her sight, as I can take it with another herb, I'll make her render up her page to me. But who comes here? I am invisible.
I love thee not, therefore pursue me not. Where is Lysander and fair Hermia? The one I'll stay, the other stayeth me. Thou toldst me they were stolen onto this wood, and here I am, wood within this wood, because I cannot meet my Hermia. Therefore, get thee gone and follow me no more.
You
You draw me, you hard-hearted adamant, but yet you draw not iron, for my heart is true as steel. Leave you your power to draw, and I shall have no power to follow you.
Do I entice you? Do I speak you fair, or do I in plainest truth tell you I do not, nor cannot love you?
And even for that do I love you the more. I am your spaniel, and Demetrius, the more you beat me, I will fawn on you. Use me but as your spaniel. Spurn me, strike me, neglect me, lose me. Only give me leave, unworthy as I am, to follow you. What worse or place can I beg in your love? I need a place of high respect with me, than to be used as you use your dog.
Tempt not the hatred of my spirit, for I am sick when I do look on thee.
And I am sick when I look not on you.
You impeach your modesty too much, to commit yourself into the hands of one that loves you not, to trust the opportunity of night and the ill counsel of a desert place with the rich worth of your virginity.
Your virtue is my privilege, for that it is not night when I do see your face. Therefore I think I am not in the night, nor doth this wood lack worlds of company, for you and my respect are all the world. Then how can it be said I'm alone when all the world is here to look on me?
I'll run from thee and hide me in the brakes, and leave thee to the mercy of wild beasts.
The wildest hath not such a heart as you. Run when you will, the story will be changed. Apollo flies and Daphne holds the chase. The dove pursues the griffin. The mild hind makes speed to catch the tiger. Bootless speed when cowardice pursues and valor flies.
I will not stay thy questions. Let me go. Or if thou must follow me, trust that I will do this mischief in the wood.
Aye, in the temple, in the town, the field, you do me mischief. Fie, Demetrius! Your wrongs do set a scandal on my sex. We cannot fight for love as men may do. We should be wooed, and we're not made to woo. I'll follow thee and make a heaven of hell to die upon the hand I love so well.
Fare thee well, nymph. Ere he do leave this grove, you shall fly him, and he shall seek thy love. Hast thou the flower there? Welcome, wanderer.
Aye, there it is.
I pray thee, give it me. I know a bank where the wild thyme blows, where oxlips and the nodding violet grows, quite over-canopied with luscious woodbine, with sweet musk roses and with eglantine. There sleeps Titania some time of the night, lulled in these flowers with dances and delight. And there the snake throws her enameled skin, weed wide enough to wrap a fairy in. And with the juice of this, I'll streak her eyes and make her full of hateful fantasies. Take thou some of it and seek through this grove. A sweet lady is in love with a disdainful youth. Anoint his eyes, but do it so that the next thing he espies may be the lady. Affect it with, thou shalt know the man by the fancy garments he hath on. Affect it with some care, that he may prove more fond on her than she on her love. And look thou meet me ere the first cock crow.
Fear not, my lord. Your servant shall do so.
Come now, a roundel and a fairy song. Then for the third part of a minute, hence. Some to kill cankers and musk rose buds, some to ward the rubber mice for their leathern wings, to make my small elves coats, and some keep back the clamorous owl that nightly hoots and wonders at our quaint spirits. Soothe me now asleep, then to your offices and let me rest.
What thou seest when thou dost wake, do it for thy true love take. Love and languish for his sake. Be it ounce or cat or bear, pard or boar with bristled hair, in thy eye that shall appear, when thou wakest, it is thy dear. Wake when some vile thing is near.
Fair love, we fain with wandering in the wood. And to speak troth, I forgot our way. Oh, we'll rest us, Hermia, if you think it good, and tarry for the comfort of the day.
Be it so, Lysander. Find you at a bed, for I upon this bank shall rest my head.
Well, one turf shall serve as a pillow for us both. One heart, one bed, two bosoms, and a single troth.
Nay, good Lysander, for my sake, my dear, lie further off, yet do not lie so near.
Oh, take the sense, sweet of my innocence. Love takes the meaning and love's conference. I mean my heart unto yours, isn't it? So that but one heart we can make of it. Two bosoms interchanged with an oath. So then two bosoms and a single troth. And then laid by her side, no bedroom may you deny. For lying so, Hermia, I do not lie.
Lysander riddles very prettily. Now much beshrew my manners and my pride if Hermia meant to say Lysander lied. But, gentle friend, for love and courtesy lie further off in human modesty. Such separation may be said becomes a virtuous bachelor, may it so far be distant. And good night, sweet friend. Thy love never alter to thy sweet life end.
Amen. Amen to that fair prayer, say I. And then when I in life, when I in loyalty, oh, here is my bed. Sleep give thee all his rest.
With half that which the wisher's eyes be pressed.
Through forest have I gone, fair maiden found I none, in whose eyes I might approve this flower's force and stirring love. Night and silence, who is here? Weeds of Chicago he doth wear. This is he, my master said. The spies of the lady maid. And here, the maiden. Sleeping sound on the dank and dirty ground. Pretty soul. She durst not lie near this lack love, this kill courtesy. When thou wakest, let love forbid, and take his seat on thy island. So, awake when I am gone. For now, I must to Oberon.
Oh, stay, thou kill me, sweet nature.
I charge thee hence, and do not harm me thus.
Oh, wilt thou darkly leave me? Do not so.
Stay on thy peril. I alone will go.
Oh, I am out of breath in this fond chase. The more my prayer, the lesser is my grace. Happy is Hermia, wheresoever she lies, for she hath blessed and attractive eyes. How came her eyes so bright? Not with salt tears. If so, my eyes are oftener washed than hers. No, I'm as ugly as a pear, for beasts that meet me run away for fear. Therefore no marvel thou, Demetrius, do as a monster fly my presence thus. What wicked and dissembling glass of mine made me compare with Hermia's spherny eyne? But who is here? Lysander on the ground? Dead or asleep? I see no blood, no wound. Lysander, if you live, good sir, awake.
And run through fire I will for thy sweet sake. Transparent Helena, nature shows art thy through thy bosom makes me see thy heart. Oh, where is Demetrius? Oh, how fit a word is that vile name to perish on my sword.
Do not say so, Lysander, say not so. What thou, he loves your Hermia. Lord, what thou? Yet Hermia still loves you. Then be content.
Content with Hermia? No, I do repent. The tedious minutes with her I've spent. Not Hermia, but Helena I love. Who will not change a raven for a dove? Things growing are not ripe until their season. So I, being young, will not ripe to reason. And touching now the point of human skill, reason becomes the marshal to my will, which leads me to your eyes, where I overlook love stories written in love's richest book.
Wherefore was I to this keen mockery born? When at your hands did I deserve this scorn? Is not enough, young man, that I never did, no, nor never can deserve a sweet look from Demetrius's eye. But you must flout my insufficiency? Good troth you do me wrong, good sooth you do in such disdainful manner me to woo. But fare ye well. Perforce I must confess, I thought you a lord of much true gentleness. Oh, that a lady of one man refused should of another therefore be abused.
She sees not Hermia. Hermia, sleep thou there. Never mayst come Lysander near. For as a surfeit of the sweetest things, the deepest loathing to the stomach brings, or as the heresies that men do leave, are hated most of those they did deceive. So thou, my surfeit in my heresy, of all be hated, but the most of me. And all my powers address your love and might to honor Helen and to be her knight.
Help me, Lysander, help me! Do thy best to pluck this crawling serpent from my breast! Eye me for pity. What a dream was here! Lysander, look how we do quake with fear. Methought a serpent eat my heart away, and you sat smiling at his cruel prey. Lysander? What? Removed? Lysander, Lord! What? Out of hearing? Gone, no word, no sound. Alack, where are you? Speak on if you hear. Speak of all loves. I swoon almost with fear. No? Then I'll perceive you all not nigh. Either death or you will find immediately.
Are we all met?
Pat, pat. And here's a marvelous, convenient place for our rehearsal. This plot shall be our stage, and we will do it in action, as we will do it before the Duke.
Peter Quince.
What sayest thou, Bully Bottom?
There are things in this comedy of Pyramus and Thisbe that will never please. First, Pyramus must draw a sword to kill himself, which the ladies cannot abide. How answer you that?
Farlakin, a perilous fear.
I believe we must leave the killing out when all is done.
Not a whit. I have a device to make all well. Write me a prologue, and let the prologue seem to say, we will do no harm with our swords, and that Pyramus is not killed indeed. And for the better assurance, tell them that I, Pyramus, am not Pyramus, but Bottom the soda jerk. This will put them out of fear.
Well, we will have such a prologue, and it shall be written in 8 and 6.
No, make it 2 more. Let it be written in 8 and 8.
Will not the ladies be afeard of the lion?
I fear it, I promise you.
Masters, you've ought to consider yourselves. To bring in, God shield us! A lion among ladies is the most dreadful thing. For there is not a more fearful wildfowl, and we ought to look to it.
Therefore, another prologue must tell that she is not a lion.
Nay, you must name her name, and half her face must be seen to the lion's neck, and she must speak through, saying thus, or to the same effect, ladies.
Ladies?
Or fair ladies.
Fair ladies.
I entreat you.
I entreat you.
I wish you.
I wish you.
I request you.
I request you.
Not to fear, not to tremble my life for yours. If you think I come hither as a lion, it were pity on my life. No, I am no such thing. I am a man as any men are, and there indeed, let her name, and tell them plainly she has snugged the waitress.
Well, it'll be so. But there are 2 hard things, that is, to bring the moonlight into the chamber. For you know, Pyramus and Thisbe meet by moonlight.
Doth the moon shine that night we play our play?
A calendar. A calendar. Look to the almanac and look up moonshine. Look up moonshine.
Yes, it doth shine that night.
Why then, may we leave a casement of the great chamber window where we play open, and the moon may shine in at the casement.
Or one comes in with bush of thorns and a lantern, and say he comes to disfigure or to present the person of moonshine. Then there is another thing. We must have a wall in the great chamber. For you know, says the story, Pyramus and Thisbe did talk through a chink of a wall.
You can never bring in a wall. What say you, Bottom?
Some man or other must present wall, and let him have some loam or some rough cast or some plaster about him to represent wall. And let him hold his fingers thus, and through the cranny shall Pyramus and Thisbe whisper.
Well, if that may be, then all is well. Gather round, every mother's son, and rehearse your parts. Pyramus, you begin. When you have spoken your speech, enter into the break, and so everyone according to his cue.
What happened, Holmes? Fun having swaggering here, so near to the cradle of the Fairy Queen. What? A play toward? I'll be an auditor. An act or two, perhaps, by sea clause.
Speak, Pyramus. Thisbe, stand forth.
Thisbe, the flowers of odious, savory, sweet.
Odors! Odors!
Odors, savory, sweet. So hath my breath, my dearest Thisbe, dear. But hark, a voice. Stay thou but here a while, and by I will to thee appear.
A stranger Pyramus than ever played here.
Must I speak now?
Aye, marry you must, for you must understand, he goes but to see a noise that he heard, and is to come again.
Most radiant Pyramus, most lily-white of hue, of color like a red rose in a triumphant fire, most briskly juvenile, most lovely Jew, as true as horse, and yet would never tire. I'll meet thee, Pyramus, at Ninny's tomb.
Ninus's tomb, man! Why? You must not speak that yet. You answer to Pyramus. You speak all your part, cues and all. Pyramus, enter! Your cue is past. It is never tire.
Oh. As true as horse, and yet would never tire.
If I were fair, Thisbe, I were only thine.
Oh, monstrous! Oh, strange! We are haunted! Pray, masters, why, masters, help!
I'll follow you. I'll lead you round about through bog, through brush, through grape, through briar. Sometime a horse I'll be, sometime a hound. A hog has this bear, and grunt, neigh, burn like fire, bear, burn at every turn.
Why did they run away? This is a knavery of them to make me afeard.
Bottom, thou art changed. What do I see on thee?
What do you see? You see an asset of your own, do you?
Bless thee, Bottom. Bless thee. Thou art translated.
Oh, I see their knavery. This is to make an ass of me, to fright me if they could. But I will not stir from this place. Do what they can. I will walk up and down here, and I shall sing, and they will hear I'm not afraid. The ouzel cock with black so hue, with orange tawny bill, the throstle with his note so true, the wren with little quill. Hee-haw!
What angel wakes me from my flowery bed? I pray thee, gentle mortal, sing again, for my is much enamored to thy note. As is mine eye much enamored to thy shape, and thy fair virtues force perforce doth move me, on the first view, to say, to swear, I love thee.
Hee-haw! Thanks, mistress, you should have little reason for that. And yet, love and reason keep little company together nowadays. The more the pity that some honest neighbor shall not make them friends. Nay, I can click upon occasion.
Thou art as wise as thou art beautiful.
Not so neither. If I had enough wit to get out of this wood, I'd have enough to serve my own truth.
Out of this wood do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here whether thou wilt or no. I am a spirit of no common rate. The summer still doth tend upon my estate, and I do love thee. Therefore go with me, and I shall give thee fairies to attend on thee, and they shall fetch thee jewels from the deep, and sing while thou on pressed flowers dost sleep. and I will purge thy mortal grossness so that thou shalt like an airy spirit go. Peace blossom.
Ready.
Cobweb.
And I.
Moth.
And I.
And mustard seed.
And I.
Where shall we go?
Be kind and courteous to this gentleman. Hop in his walks and gambol in his eyes. Feed him with apricots and dewberries, with purple grapes, green figs, and mulberries. The honey bags steal from the humble bees, and from night tapers crop their waxen thighs, and alight them in the fiery glowworm's eyes, to have my love to bed and to arise, and pluck the wings from painted butterflies, to fan the moonbeams from his sleeping eyes. Nod to him, elves, and do him courtesies.
Hail, mortal. Hail.
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 I cry your worship's mercy heartily. I beseech your lady's name.
Cobweb.
Good lady Cobweb, I should desire you of more acquaintance. If I cut my finger, I shall make bows with you. Your name?
Peace Blossom.
Good lady Peace Blossom, commend me to Mistress Squash, your mother, and Master Peace God, your father. I should desire you of more acquaintance too. Your name?
Mustard Seed.
Good lady Mustard Seed, I know your patience well. That same cowardly ox-like beef hath devoured many a gentleman of your house. I shall desire you of more acquaintance too.
Come, lead him to my bower. The moon, methinks, looks with a watery eye, and when she weeps, weeps every little flower, lamenting some enforced chastity. Tie up my love's tongue, bring him silently.
I wonder if Titania be awaked, and then what it was that next came in her eye that she must dote on in extremity. Ah, here comes my messenger. How now, mad spirit? What night rule now about this haunted grove?
My mistress with a monster is in love. Near to her close and consecrated bower, while she was in her dull and sleeping hour, a crew of patches, rude mechanicals that work for bread upon Chicago, were met to rehearse a play intended for great Theseus' nuptial day. The rudest, thick-skinned baron of the sort, who Pyramus presented in their sport, forsook his scene and entered in a break, when at this did my advantage take. An ass's knoll I fixed on his head. Anon his Thisbe must be answered, and forth my mimic comes. The fowler geese madly sweep the sky, so at his sight away his fellows fly. I led them on in this distracted fear, and the sweet Pyramus translated there. And so, when it came to pass, Titania waked and straightway loved an ass.
Oh, this falls out better than I could devise. But hast thou yet latched the gentleman's eyes with the love juice, as I did bid thee do?
I took him sleeping, that is finished too, and the woman by his side, so that when he waked, of force she must be I.
Stand close. This is that same gentleman.
This be the woman, but not this the man.
Oh, why rebuke you him so? Lay breath so bitter on your bitter foe.
Now I but chide, but I should use thee worse. For thou hast given me cause to curse. If thou hast slain Lysander in his sleep, being over in shoes and blood plunged in the deep, then kill me too. The sun was not so true to the day as he to me. Would he have stolen away from sleeping Hermia? I'll believe as soon as this whole earth may be bored, and so the moon to the center creep, and so displease her brother's noontide with the antipods. It cannot be, but thou hast murdered him. So should a murderer look so dead, so grim.
So the murdered should look, and so should I, pierce to the heart with your stern cruelty. Yet you, the murderer, look so bright, so clear, as yonder Venus in her glimmering sphere.
What's this to my Lysander? Oh, good Demetrius, wilt thou give him me?
I'd rather give his carcass to my hounds.
How dog out cur! Thou hast driven me past the bounds amid its patience. Hast thou slain him then? I'll never be numbered among men. Oh, once tell true even for my sake. Durst thou looked upon him being awake? And hast thou killed him sleeping? Oh, brave touch! Could not a worm and adder do so much? An adder did it with doubler tongue than thine, thou serpent never adder stung!
Expend your passion on a misprized mood. I am not guilty of Lysander's blood, nor is he dead, for aught that I can tell.
I pray thee, tell me that he is well.
If I do, what do I get there for?
A privilege never to see me more. And that from thy hated presence part I so, see me no more, whether he be dead or no.
There's no following her in this fierce vein. Here for a while I will remain.
What hast thou done? Thou hast mistaken quite, and laid the love juice on some true love sight. Oh, thy misprison must perforce ensue. Some true love turned, and not a false turn true.
Then fate overrules that. One man holding troth, a million fail, confounding oath and oath.
About the wood, go, swifter than the wind, and Helena of Chicago look thou find. All fancy sick she is and pale of cheer, with sighs of love that cost the fresh blood dear. By some illusion see thou bring her here. I'll charm his eyes against she do appear.
I go. I go. Look how I go. Swifter than arrow from the Tartar's bow.
Flower of this purple dye, hit with Cupid's archery, sink into the apple of his eye. And when his love he doth espy, let her shine as gloriously as the Venus of the sky. When thou wakest, if she be by, beg of her for remedy.
Captain of our fairy tale.
Wait.
Pleading for a lover's fee, shall we fond their pageant see? Lord, what fools these mortals be!
Stand aside. The noise they make will cause Demetrius to awake.
Then, fate, that best needs be sport alone. And those things that fall preposterously do best please me.
Why should you think that I should woo and scorn? Scorn and derision never come in tears. Look, when I vow, I weep, and vow so born in a nativity, all truth appears. How can these things in me seem scorn to you, bearing the badge of faith to prove them true?
You do advance your cunning more and more. When truth kills truth, oh devilish holy prey! These vows are Hermia's, will you give her o'er? Weigh oath and oath, and you will nothing weigh. Your vows to her and me put in two scales will even weigh, and both as light as tails.
I had no judgment when to her I swore.
Nor none in my mind, now you give her o'er.
Demetrius, he loves Helena. I mean, Hermia. He loves not you.
Oh, Helen, goddess nymph perfect divine, to what shall I compare thine eye? Crystal is muddy, oh how ripe and show thy lips, those kissing cherries tempting grow, that high congealed white tar as snow, fain to the eastern wind turned to a crow. When thou holdst up thy hand, oh let me kiss this princess of pure white, the sea of bliss.
Oh, spite! Oh, hell, I see you all are bent to set against me for your merriment. If you were civil and you courtesy, you not do me thus much injury. Can you not hate me as I know you do, but you must join in souls to mock me too? If you were men, as men you are in show, you would not use a gentle lady so to vow and swear and superpraise my parts. And I'm sure you hate me with your hearts. You both are rivals and love Hermia, and now both rivals to mock Helena. A trim exploit, a manly enterprise to conjure tears up in a poor maid's eyes with your derision. Not of noble sort would so offend aversion and extort a poor soul's patience, all to make you sport.
Demetrius, you are unkind. Be not so. For you love Hermia, this you know I know. And here with all goodwill, with all my heart, in Hermia's love I yield you up my part. And yours of Helena to me bequeath, whom I do love and will love till my death.
Never did mockers waste more idle breath.
Lysander, keep thy Hermia. I will none. If e'er I loved her, all that love is gone. My heart is to her, but as a guest why sojourn? And here to Helena's home return, there to remain.
Helen, it is not so.
Disparage not the faith thou dost not know, lest thy peril abide dear. Look where thy love comes, yonder is thy dear.
Dark night, that in the eye his function takes, the ear more quick of apprehension makes. When it doth impair the seeing sense, the hearing double recompense. Not by mine eye, Lysander, found mine ear, I thank it, brought me to thy sound. But why unkindly didst thou leave me so?
Why should he stay? Whom love doth press to go.
What love could press Lysander from my side?
Lysander's love, that would not let him bide. Fair Helena, who more engilds the night than all yon fiery oes and eyes of light. Why seekest thou me? Could not this make me thee known? The hate that bear me may leave thee so?
You speak as not as you think, it cannot be!
Lo! She is one of this confederacy! Now I perceive they've conjoined all three to fashion this false sport in spite of me. Injurious Hermia, most ungrateful maid, have you conspired? Have you with these contrived to bait me with this foul derision? Is all the counsel that we two have shared, the sister's vow, the hours that we have spent when we have chid the hasty-footed time for parting us? Oh, is it all forgot? All school days friendships, childhood innocence? We, Hermia, like two artificial gods, have with our needles both created one flower. Both on one sampler, both sitting on one cushion, both warbling of one song, both in one key, as if our hands, our sides, voices, and minds had been incorporate. So we grew together, like to a double cherry, seeming parted but yet in union and partition. Two lovely berries molded on one stem, so with two seeming bodies but one heart, two of the first looking coats of heraldry, two to but one and crowned with one crest. And will you rent your ancient love asunder to join with men in scorning your poor friend? It is not friendly, 'tis not maidenly. Our sex as well as I may chide you for it, though I alone do feel the injury.
I am amazed at your passionate words. I scorn you not. It seems that you scorn me.
Have you not said, Lysander, as in scorn, to follow me and praise my eyes and face? And made your other love, Demetrius, who even but now did spurn me with his foot to call me goddess.
Nymph, divine, and rare, precious, celestial.
Wherefore speaks he this to her he hates? And where doth Lysander deny your love, so rich within his soul, to tender me forsooth affection, but by your setting on, by your consent? Would thou I be not so in grace as you, so hung upon with love, so fortunate, but miserable most to love unloved. This you should pity rather than despise.
I understand not what you mean by this.
I do. Persever, counterfeit sad looks, make mouths upon me when I turn my back, wink at each other, hold the sweet jest up. This sport, well carried, shall be chronicled. If you'd any pity, grace, or manners, you would not make me such an argument. But fare thee well. 'Tis partly my own fault, which death or absence soon shall remedy.
Stay, gentle Helena. Hear my excuse. My love, my life, my soul, fair Helena.
Oh, excellent.
Sweet, do not scorn her so.
If she cannot entreat, I can compel. I say I can love thee more than he can do.
If thou say so, withdraw and prove it too.
Quick, come.
Lysander, where to tends all this?
Away, you Ethiop. Hang on, thou cat, thou bird. Let loose, I'll shake thee from me like a serpent.
Why are you grown so rude? What changes this sweet love?
Thy love? Out, tardy tartar, out. O loathed medicine, O hated potion, hence.
Do you not jest?
Yes, sooth, and so do you.
Demetrius, I will keep my word with thee.
I perceive a weak bond holds you. I'll not trust your word.
What? Should I hurt her, strike her, kill her dead? Although I hate her, I'll not harm her so.
What can you do me greater harm than hate? Hate me? Wherefore, oh me? What news, my love? Am I not Hermia? Are you not Lysander? I am as fair as I were erewhile. From night you loved me. Since night you left me. Oh, why then you left me? Oh, the gods forbid! In earnest shall I say!
By my life, 'tis no jest that I do hate thee and love Helena.
Oh, me. You juggler! You canker blossom, you thief of love! What? Have you come by night and stolen my love's heart from me?
Fine, I faith. Have you no modesty, no maiden shame, no touch of bashfulness? Fie, you counterfeit, you puppet, you.
Puppet? Why so? That way goes the game. Now I perceive that she hath compared our statures. She hath urged her height. And with that personage, her tall personage, her height, she hath prevailed with him. What? Have you grown so high in his esteem because I am so dwarfish and so low? How low am I, you painted maypole? Speak! How low am I? I am not yet so low that I can reach into thine eyes!
I pray you, will you mock me, gentlemen? Let her not hurt me. I was never cursed. I have no gift at all in my sureness. I am a right maid for my cowardice. Let her not strike me. You perhaps may think because she's something lower than myself that I can match her.
Lower? Hark again!
Good Hermia, do not be so bitter with me. I never more did love you, Hermia. And who wronged you did ever keep your counsels? Save that in love unto Demetrius. I told him of yourself into this wood. He followed you. For love, I followed him. But he hath chid me hence and threatened to strike me, spur me, nay, to kill me too. And so now will you let me quiet go? To Chicago will I my fully back and follow you no further. Let me go. You see how simple and how fond I am.
Why get you gone? Who is it that hinders you?
Foolish heart that I leave here behind.
What? With Lysander?
With Demetrius!
Be not afraid, Helena. She shall not harm thee. No, sir, she shall not, though you take her part.
Oh, when she's angry, she is keen and shrewd. She was a vixen when she went to school, and though she be but little, she is fierce.
Little again? Nothing but low and little. Why are you set her to suffer me thus? Let me come to her.
Get you gone, you dwarf! You minimus of hindering not grasp maid! You bead! You acorn!
You are too officious on her behalf that scorns your services. Let her alone. Speak not of Helena. Take not her part. For if thou dost never so little love to show to her, thou shalt abide it.
How she holds now. Now follow if thou darest, to try who's right. Thine or mine is most in Helena.
Follow? Nay, I'll go with thee cheek by jowl.
You mistress, all this coil is long of you. Nay, go not back.
I will no longer trust you. I no longer stay in your cursed company. Your hands than mine are quicker for a fray. My legs are longer, though, to run away.
I am amazed, and know not what to say.
This is thy negligence. Still thou mistakest, or else commits thy knaveries willfully.
Believe me, King of Shadows, I mistook. Did not you tell me I should know the gentleman by the fancy garments he hath on? And so far blameless proves my enterprise that I have anointed the gentleman's eyes. And so far, I am glad it did so seem a sport, as their jangling did so seem sport.
Thou seest these lovers seek a place to fight. Hie therefore, Robin, overcast the night. The starry welkin cover thou anon, with drooping fog as black as Acheron, and lead these two testy rivals so astray that one may not come within another's way. Like to Lysander, sometime frame thy tongue. Then stir Demetrius up with bitter wrong, and sometime rail thou like Demetrius, and from each other look thou lead them thus, till o'er their brows death counterfeiting sleep with leaden legs and batty wings doth creep. Then crush this herb into Lysander's eye, whose liquor hath this virtuous property to take from it thence all error with his might, and make his eyeballs roll with wonted sight. When they next wake, all this derision shall seem a dream and fruitless vision. Then back to Chicago shall the lovers wend, with league whose date till death shall never end. While I in this endeavor do thee employ, I'll to my queen and beg her my changeling boy. Then I will her charmed eye release from monsters' view, and all things shall be peace.
My fairy lord, this must be done with haste, For night-swift dragons cut the clouds full fast, and yonder shines Aurora's harbinger. They willfully themselves exile from night and find themselves consorted with black-browed night.
But we are spirits of another sort. I with the morning's love have oft made sport, and like a forester the groves may tread, even till the fire eastern gate, all fiery red, opening on Neptune with fair blessed beams, turns to gold his salt green streams. But notwithstanding, haste, make no delay. We may effect this business yet ere day.
Up and down, I will lead them up and down. I am feared in fields and town. Goblin, lead them up and down. Here comes one.
Or art thou proud, Demetrius? Speak thou now.
Come hither. I am here.
I will be with thee straight.
Follow me then, to plainer ground.
Lysander, speak again. Thou runaway, thou coward, art thou fled? Speak, in some bush, where doth hide thy head?
Thou coward, art thou bragging to the stars, telling the bushes that thou lookst for wars and wilt not come? Come, recreant, come thou child, I'll whip thee with a rod he is defiled that draws a sword on thee.
Yea, art thou there?
Follow me, we will try no manhood here.
He goes before me and still dares on me. When I come where he is called, then he is gone. The villain is much lighter heeled than I. I followed fast, but faster did he fly. And in that dark, uneven way, here will rest me. Come, thy gentle day. Show me but once thy gray light. I'll find Demetrius and revenge this spite.
Coward, why comest thou not?
Abide me if thou darest, for well I wot. Thou runnest before me, shifting every place, and darest not stand nor look me in the face. Where art thou now?
I am here. Come hither.
Nay, thou mockst me. Thou shalt buy this deer. If ever I by daylight see, now, go thy way. Bayness constrains me. To measure out my distance on this cold bed, by day's approach, look to be visited.
O weary night, O long and tedious night, abate thy hours. Shine comforts from the east, that I may back to Chicago by daylight, to these that my poor company detest. And sleep, that sometimes shuts up sorrow's eye, to steal me a while from mine own company.
Yet but 3. Come one more. 2 of both kinds make up 4. Oh, here she comes, cursed and sad. Cupid is a knavish lad, thus to make poor females mad.
Never so weary, never so in woe, bedabbled with the dew and torn with the briars, I can no further crawl, no further go. My legs can keep no pace with my desires. Here I rest my head to the break of day. Heavens, shield Lysander if they mean a fray.
On the ground, sleep sound, I'll apply to your eye gentle lover remedy. True delight in thy sight of thy former lady's eye. In the country proverb known, every man shall take his own. Jack shall have Jill, naught shall go ill. Man shall have his mare again, and all will be well.
Come, sit thee down upon this flowery bed, while I thy amiable cheeks do coy, and stick musk roses in thy sleek, smooth head, and kiss thy fair, large ears, my gentle joy.
Where's Peace Blossom?
Ready.
Scratch my head, Peace Blossom. Where's Cobweb?
Ready.
Cobweb. Good Cobweb. Get your weapons in your hands and kill me a red-hipped humblebee on top of a thistle, and bring me the honey bag. Do not fret yourself too much in the action. Oh, and have care the honey bag break not, for I'd be loath to have you overflown with a honey bag. Where's mustard seed?
Ready.
I pray you, leave your courtesy.
What is your will?
Nothing, nothing, but to help Cobweb to scratch. I must to the barber's, for methinks I'm marvelous hairy about the face. And I am such a tender ass, if my hair do tickle me, I must scratch.
What? Wilt thou hear some music, my sweet love?
I have a reasonable good ear for music. Let's have the tongs and the bones.
Or say, sweet love, what thou desirest to eat.
Truly, a peck of provender, I could munch on your good dry oats. Methinks I have a great desire to a bottle of hay. Good hay, sweet hay, oh, hath no fellow.
I have a venturous fairy that shall seek the squirrel's hoard and fetch thee new nuts.
I'd rather a handful or two of dry peas. But I pray you, let none of your people stir me, for I have an exposition of sleep come upon me.
Sleep thou, and I will wind thee in my arms. Fairies, be gone, and be always away. So doth the woodbine the sweet honeysuckle gently entwist, the female ivy sow and rings the barky fingers of the elm. Oh, how I love thee, how I dote on thee.
Welcome, good Robin. Seest thou this sweet sight? Her dotage now I do begin to pity for meeting her of late behind the wood. And, gentle Puck, take this transformed scalp from off the head of this gentleman swain, so that he awaking when the other do, may all to Chicago back again repair, and think nothing more of tonight's accidents, but as the fierce vexation of a dream. But first, I will release the fairy queen. Be as thou wast wont to be. See as thou wast wont to see. Dian's bud, or Cupid's flower, hath such force and blessed power. Now, my Titania, wake you, my sweet queen.
My Oberon, what visions have I seen? Methought I was enamored of an ass.
There lies your love.
How came these things to pass? Oh, how mine eyes do loathe his visage now.
Silence a while. Robin, take off this head. Titania, music call, and strike more dead than the common sleep of all these five the sense.
Music ho, music such as charmeth sleep.
Now thou wakest with thine own fool's eyes peep.
Sound, music! Come, my queen, take hands with me, and rock the ground whereon these sleepers be.
Fairy King, attend and mark, I do hear the morning lark.
Then, my queen, in silence sad, trip we after the night's shade. We the globe can compass soon, swifter than the wandering moon.
Come, my lord, and in our flight, tell me how it came this night that I sleeping here was found with these mortals on the ground.
Go, Philostrate, find out the forester. For now our observations performed, and since we have the vow of the day, my love shall hear the music of my hounds. Uncouple in the western valley, dispatch, I say, and find the forester. We will, fair queen, up to the mountain's top, and mark the musical confusion of hounds and echoes in conjunction. But soft, what nymphs are these?
My lord, this is my daughter here asleep. And this Lysander. This Demetrius is. This Helena, old Nadar's Helena. I wonder if they're being here together.
No doubt they rose up early to observe the rite of May, and hearing our intents came here to grace their solemnity. But speak, Aegeus, is this not the day that Hermia should give the answer of her choice?
It is, my lord.
Good morrow, friends. St. Valentine is past. Begin these wood birds but to couple now.
Pardon, my lord.
I pray you all stand up. I know you two are rival enemies. How comes this gentle concord of the world? That hatred is far from jealousy. To sleep I hate and fear no enmity.
My lord, I shall reply amazedly, half sleep, half wake. But as yet I swear, I cannot say how I came here. I came with Hermia hither. Our intent was to be gone from Chicago where we might, without the peril of the Chicago law.
Enough, enough, my lord, you have enough. I beg the law upon his head. They would have stolen away, they would, Demetrius, thereby to have defeated you and me, you of your wife and me of my consent that she should be your wife.
My lord, fair Helen told me of their stealth. Of this purpose I in fury follow them, and fair Helen fancy follow me. But my lord, I wot not by what power, but by some power my love to Hermia melted as snow seems to me, as remembrance of an idol god, which I did dote upon in my childhood. And all the faith, virtue of my heart, the object and pleasure of mine eye, is Helena. Ere I was betrothed, ere I saw Hermia. But as in sickness I did loathe this food, but as in health come to my natural taste, I now do wish it, love it, long for it, and will forevermore be true to it.
Fair lovers, you are fortunately met. Of this discourse we will more hear anon. Aegeus, I will overbear your will. For in the temple by and by with us, these couples shall eternally be knit. And for the morning now is something worn, our purpose hunting shall be set aside. 3 and 3 will hold a feast in great solemnity. Come, Hippolyta.
These things seem small and undistinguishable, like far-off mountains turn it into clouds.
Methinks I see things with parted eye when everything seems double.
So methinks. And I found Demetrius like a jewel, mine own, and none mine own.
But do you think that we are awake? Methinks we sleep, we dream. Do you think the Duke was here and bid us follow him?
Yea, and my father.
And Hippolyta.
He did bid us follow to the temple.
Why then we are awake, and let's follow him. And by the way, let us recount our dreams.
When my cue comes, call me and I shall answer. My next is most fair Pyramus. I hold Peter Quince, flute, starveling snug. Quotes my life, stolen hence and left me asleep. I have had the most rare vision. I have had a dream. Past the wit of man to say what my dream was. Man is but an ass, if he is to expound this dream. Methought I was. There is no man can say what. Methought I was. Methought I had. Oh, but man is a patched fool if he will to offer what methought I had. The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen, his hands to taste, his mouth to conceive, nor his heart to report what my dream was. I shall get Peter Quince to write a ballad of this dream. It shall be called Bottom's Dream, because it hath no bottom. Okay. I shall sing it at the latter end of the play before the Duke. Pre-adventure, to make it more gracious, I shall sing it at her death.
Have you sent to Bottom's house? Has he come home yet?
He cannot be heard of. Out of doubt he is transported.
If he comes not, then the play is mud. It does not go forward. Doth it?
It is not possible. There's not a man in Chicago able to discharge Pyramus but he.
No. He simply has the best wit of any handicraft man in Chicago.
Yea, and a great person too. He's very paramour for a sweet voice.
You must say paragon. A paramour is, God bless us, a thing of naught.
Masters, the Duke has fled from the temple, and there are 4 more lords and ladies more married. If our sport had gone forth, we had all been made men.
Oh, sweet Bully Bottom, thou hast lost 6 pence a day during his life. He could not have scraped 6 pence a day. and the Duke would have given him 6 pence a day for playing Pyramus. I'll be hanged. He would have deserved it. 6 pence a day in Pyramus, or nothing.
Where are these lads? Where are their hearts? Bottom, almost courageous day, almost happy hour.
Masters, I am to discourse wonders. But ask me not what, for if I tell you I'm not a true man of Chicago. All right, I'll tell you everything right as it fell out.
Let us hear, sweet Bottom.
Not a word of me. All that I must say is, the Duke hath dined. Get your apparel together, new strings to your beards, new ribbons to your pumps. Every man look over his parts, for the short and the long is, our play is preferred. In any case, let this be have clean linen, and he who plays a lion not Paris nails, for they shall hang out to the lion's claws. And masters, eat no garlic nor onions, for we are to utter sweet breath, and I do not doubt but to hear them say, it is a sweet comedy. No more words. Away, go away.
Strange, my Theseus, that these lovers think of.
More strange than true. I never may believe these antique fables, nor these fairy toys. Lovers and a madman have such seething brains, such shaping fantasies to apprehend more than cool reason ever comprehends. A local habitation and a name. Such tricks hath strong imagination, that if it would apprehend some joy, it comprehends some bringer that joy. Or in the nights imagining some fear. How easy is a bush supposed to bear?
But all the story the night told over, and all their minds transfigured so together, more witnesseth than fancy's images, grows to something of great constancy, howsoever strange and admirable.
Here come the lovers, full of joy and mirth. Joy, gentle friends, joy and fresh days of love accompany your hearts.
More than to us. Wait in your royal walks, your board, your bed.
Come now. What mask, what dance shall we have to wear along this long age of 3 hours, between our after supper and bedtime? Where is our usual manager of mirth? What revels are in hand? Is there no play to ease the anguish of the torturing hour? Call Philishate.
Here, my Theseus.
Say, what abridgment have you for this evening? What mass, what music? How shall we beguile the lazy time, if not with some delights?
A brief there is, of how many sports are ripe. Make choice of which your highness will see first. The Battle of the Centaurs, to be sung by Athenian eunuch to the harp.
Well, none of that. I've already told my love and glory of my kinsman Hercules.
The riot of the tipsy bacchanals, tearing the thrashing singers in their rage.
That is an old device, and it was played where I from thieves came last a conqueror.
The three thrice muses, mourning for the death of learning late deceased in beggary.
That is some satire, keen and critical, not fitting with a nuptial ceremony.
A tedious brief scene of young Pyramus and his lover Thisbe, a very tragical mirth.
Merry and tragical, tedious and brief, that is hot ice and wondrous strange snow. How shall we find the concord of this discord?
A play there is, some 10 words long, which is as brief as I have known a play, but by 10 words it is too long, my noble lord, which makes it tedious. For in all the play there is not one word apt, one player fitted, and tragical, my noble lord, it is. For Pyramus therein doth kill himself, which when I saw rehearsed, I must confess made mine eyes water, but more merry tears, the passion of loud laughter never shed.
What are they that do play it?
Hard-handed men who work in Chicago here, that never labored in their minds till now, and now toil their unbreathed memories with this same play against your nuptial.
And we will hear it.
No, my noble lord, it is not for you. I have heard it over, and it is nothing, nothing in the world, unless you can find sport in their tents, stretched and conned with cruel pain to do your service.
I will hear that play, for never anything can be amiss, when simpleness and duty tender it.
Go, bring them in. I love not to see wretchedness overcharged and duty in his service perishing.
Why, gentle sweet? You shall see no such thing.
She says they can do nothing in this kind.
The kinder we to give them thanks for nothing, our sport shall be to take what they mistake. And what poor duty cannot do, noble respect takes in might, not merits. Where I have come, great clerks have proposed to greet me with premeditated welcomes, where I've seen them shiver and look pale, make periods in the midst of their sentences, throttle their practice acts and inferiors, and in conclusion, dumbly have broke off, not paying me a welcome. But trust me, sweet, out of this silence yet I pick the welcome, and in modesty or fearful duty, I read as much from the rattling tongue of saucy and audacious eloquence, love, therefore, in tongue-tied simplicity.
These speak most to my capacity.
So please, your grace, the prologue is addressed.
Let him approach.
If we offend, it is with our goodwill that you should think. We come not to offend, but with goodwill, to show our skillful skill. That is the true beginning of our end. Consider then we come, but in despite we do not come in minded to contest you. Our true intent is all for your delight. We are not here that you should hear repent you. The actors are handed by their show. You shall know all that you are like to know.
This fellow doth not stand upon points.
He hath writ his prologue like a rough comb. A good moral, my lord. It is not enough to speak, but to speak true.
He hath played on his prologue like a child on a recorder, a sound but not in government.
His speech is like a tangled chain, nothing impaired but all disordered. Who is next?
Gentles, perchance you wonder at this show, but wonder on till truth makes all things plain. This man is Pyramus, if you would know. This beauteous lady, Thisbe, is certain. This man, with Lyman Roughcast, doth present Wall, that vile wall which did these lovers sunder. And through Wall's jink, poor souls, they were content to whisper. At the which, let no man wonder. This man, with lanthorn and bush of thorn, doth present moonshine. By moonshine did these lovers think no scorn. To meet at Ninus's tomb, there to woo. This grisly beast, which lion, hight by name. Thisbe, coming first by night, did scare away, or rather did affright. And as she fled, her mantle did fall, and lion, vile with bloody mouth, did stain. Anon comes Pyramus, sweet youth and tall, who spies his trusty Thisbe's mantle slain. Whereat, with bloody blameful blade, he bravely broached his boiling bloody breast. Thisbe, tearing in with mulberry shade, dagger drew and died. For all the rest, let lion, moonshine, wall, and lovers twain, at large discourse, here they do remain.
I wonder if a lion be to speak.
No wonder, my lord, when one lion may, when many asses do.
In this same interlude it doth befall that I, one snout by name, present a wall. And such a wall as I would have you think, that had in it a crannied hole, or chink, through which the lovers, Pyramus and Thisbe, did whisper often very secretly. This loam, this rough cast, this loam, rough cast.
This loam, this rough cast, this stone doth show.
This loam, this rough cast, and this stone doth show that I am that same wall. The truth is so. And this the cranny is, right and sinister, through which the fearful lovers are to whisper.
Would you desire lime and hair to speak better?
The wittiest partitions, my lord, that ever I heard discourse of.
Pyramus draws near the wall. Silence.
O grim-looked night, how night with hue so black, how night with never art when day is not, how night, alack, 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 I fear my Thisbe's promise is forgot. And now, oh wall, oh sweet and lovely wall, that stands between her father's ground and mine. Oh, wall, oh sweet and lovely wall, show me the chink to blink through with mine eye. Thanks, courteous wall. Jove shall shoot you well for this. But what I see, now this big do I see. Oh, wicked wall, cursed be thy stand for thus deceiving me.
The wall, methinks, being sensible, should curse again.
No, in truth, sir, he should not. Deceiving me is this beast's cue. She is to enter now, and I'm to spy on her through the wall. You shall see, it will fall pat as I told you. Look, yonder she comes.
Oh, wall, full often hast thou heard my moans for punning my fair Pyramus and me. My cherry lips have often kissed thy stones, with Lyman handed up in thee.
I see my Thisbe's voice. Now will I to the chink to spy. And I can hear my Thisbe's face. Thisbe!
My love thou art. I
think what thou wilt, I in thy lover's grace. And like Lamander am I trusty still.
And I like Helen, till her fates me kill.
Not Shophilus the Proclus was true.
As Shophilus the Proclus, I to you.
Oh, kiss me to the whole of this vile wall.
I kiss the wall, soul, not your lips at all.
Meet me in Ninny's tomb straight away.
Ninus's tomb. Ninus's tomb. Ninus's tomb.
Ninus's tomb, meet me straight away.
Tight life, tight death. I come without delay.
Thus have I, wall, my part discharged so, and being done, thus wall away doth go.
Now is the marrow down between the two neighbors?
No remedy, my lord, when walls are so willful to hear without warning.
This is the silliest stuff that ever I heard.
The best in this kind are but the shadows, and the worst are no worse of imagination of men than.
It must be your imagination then, and not theirs.
If we imagine no worse of they of themselves, then they may pass for excellent men. But here come two noble beasts, a man and a lion.
We both perchance but fears and tremble here, and I am left in wildest rage.
Only I snug the wages in a lion's bound nor else lion's dam. For if I should as lion come in strife into this place, 'twere pity on my life.
Very gentle beast, of good conscience.
The very best at a beast, my lord, that e'er I saw.
Lion is very fox for his valor.
True, and a goose for his discretion.
Not so, my lord, for his valor cannot carry his discretion, and the fox carries the goose.
His discretion, I'm sure, cannot carry his valor, but the goose carries not the fox. It is well. Leave it to his discretion, and let us listen to the moon.
This lanthorn doth the horned moon present.
He should have worn the horns on his head.
He is no crescent, and his horns are invisible within the circumference.
This lanthorn doth the horned moon present. Myself, the man in the moon, do seem to be.
This is the greatest hair of all the rest. The man should be put in the lanthorn. How else is the man in the moon?
You see, Lord, he doesn't go for the candle. It's already in snuff.
I'm weary of this moon. Would he would change.
It appears by small lighted discretion that he is in the way. But yet, in courtesy and our reason, we must stay the time.
Proceed, moon.
All I have to say is to tell you that this lanthorn is the moon. I, the man in the moon, this thorn bush, my thorn bush.
Why, all these are in the lanthorn, for they're all on the moon. But silence, here comes Thisbe.
I'm here in Ninny's tomb, whereat my love.
Ah! Ninus's tomb. Ninus's tomb. Ninus's tomb.
I'm here in Ninny's tomb, whereat my love.
Broad lion!
Truly the moon shines with a good grace.
Well, mouse lion.
Oh, and then came Pyramus.
And so the lion vanished.
I thank thee, moon, for thy sunny beams. I thank thee, moon, for shining so bright. For by thy gracious golden glittering gleams I trust to take truest this recite. But stay! Oh, spite, was mark. Poor night, what dreadful dole is here? Eyes do see. How can it be? Oh, dainty duck, oh dear. What? Stained with blood. Oh, approach ye, fairy spell. Come, fates, come. Cut thread and thrum. Quail, crush, conclude, and quell.
His passion and the death of the dear friend go near to make a man look sad.
Beshrew my heart, but I pity the man.
Ah, wherefore nature didst thou lion's frame? For lion vile hath deflowered my dear. No! 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 Devoured! Deflowered, my dear. Which is no, which was the most fairest dame that ever lived, that ever looked, that ever loved with cheer. Oh, come tears, confound, outsword and wound the papa Pyramus. I took the right pap where the heart doth rob. Now will I die. Now am I dead. Now am I fled. My soul is in the sky. Tongue, lose thy light. Moon, take thy flight. Now will I die. Die.
No dodge in anything. He is dead. He is nothing. With the help of a surgeon, he might yet recover and prove an ass.
How chance Moonshine is gone before Thisbe comes back and finds her lover?
She'll find him by starlight. Here she comes, when her passion ends the play.
Methinks she should not use a long one for such a Pyramus.
I hope
she
in the
will
balance.
be brief.
Which Pyramus, which Thisbe is the better? He for a man, God warns us. She for a woman, God bless us.
She has spied him already with those sweet eyes.
And so she is the Delicent.
Asleep? My love? What? Dad, my dove, oh Pyramus, arise. Speak, speak. Quite dumb? Dead too must cover thy eyes. These cherry lips, this lily nose, these yellow nose cheeks. Oh God, oh lovers make moan. His eyes were as green as leeks. Oh sisters three, come to me with hands as pale as milk. Lay them in gorsets you have sure, with shoes as thread of silk. Tongue, not a word. Come, trusty sword. Come blade my breast imbue. And farewell, friends, thus this ends. Adieu, adieu, adieu.
Moonshine and I are left to bury the dead. Aye, and wall too.
No, I assure you, the wall is down that parted their fathers. Will it please you to see an epilogue?
No epilogue. I pray of you. For your play needs no excuse, never excuse. For when the players are all dead, there needs none to be blamed. Marry, if he that writ it had played Pyramus, and hanged himself in Thisbe's garter, it would have been a fine tragedy. And so it is, very truly, notably discharged. The iron tongue of midnight hath told 12 lovers to bed. 'Tis almost fairy time. I fear we shall outsleep the upcoming morn, as much as we this night have overwatched, this palpable gross play hath we bewailed, the heavy gate of night. Sweet friends to bed, a fortnight hold we this solemnity, and nightly revels in new jollity.
Through the house give glimmering light, by the dead and drowsy fire. Every elf and fairy sprite hop as light as bird from briar. And this ditty, after me, sing and dance it trippingly.
First rehearse your song by rote, to each ward a warbling note. Hand in hand with fairy grace, we will sing and bless this place.
Now the hungry lion roars while the wolf behowls the moon, and the heavy plowman snores. All the weary tasks are done. Now the withered brands do glow, while the screech owl, screeching loud, puts the wretch that lies in woe in remembrance of a shroud. Now is the time of night, the graves all gaping wide, everyone lets forth his sprite, and the churchway's paths to glide. And we fairies that do run by the triple Hecate team in the presence of the sun, following darkness like a dream, now are frolic. Not a mouse shall disturb their hallowed house, and I am sent with broom before to sweep the dust behind the door.
Through your days, got your head hung low, your sky's a shade of gray, like a zombie in a maze. You're asleep inside, but you can't shake awake, 'cause you taste a dead man walking, thinking that's your only option. But you can flip the switch and brighten up your darkest day. The sun is up and the color's blinding. Take the world and redefine it. Leave behind your narrow mind. You'll never be the same. Come alive, come alive. Go and light your light. Let it burn so bright. Reach it up to the sky, and it's open wide. You're electrified. The world becomes a fantasy, and you're more than you could ever be, 'cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. And you know you can't go back again to the world that you were living in, 'cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. So come alive. I see it in your eyes. If you believe that lie, that you need to hide your face, afraid to step outside, so you lock the door. But don't you stay that way. No more living in no shadows. You and me, we know how that goes. 'Cause once you see it, oh, you'll never, never be the same. You'll be the light inside it. Light up, keep on shining. You can prove there's more to you. You cannot be afraid. Come alive, come alive. Go and light your light. Let it burn so bright. Reach it up to the sky, and it's open wide. You're electrified. The world becomes a fantasy, and you're more than you could ever be, 'cause you're dreaming with your eyes wide open. And we know we can't go back again to the world that we were living in, 'cause we're dreaming with our eyes wide open. So come alive.
If we shadows have offended, take but this, and all is mended. That you have but slumbered here while these visions did appear, else the puck a liar call. So, good night unto you all. Give me your hands if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends.
is me.